All right, guys, what do you think of the paint, man? We painted our headlight bezel, we painted the front fender, and we painted the rear fender, and I changed the pedals. Now that front fender, I mounted it in the original position it was in before. But we got that's a shorty. We turned that into a shorty. And we got our rear fender on. Now let me show you the anti-drop plate I made. Okay, I changed it because my bobbin, I got to put my bobbin there. So we were able to use the hole that fastener goes in. That's the hole that my rear fender bracket used to go in. So that worked out perfectly like that. Now I don't have this welded to the to the torque washer. I still want to weld that. So that's not done yet. And then we have to make one for the other side. So we still have to weld it to the torque washer, then we'll paint it. And then we'll torque that side down. And I got my bobbins in. I'm going to have to drill a hole. I'm going to put my bobbin here. I have to drill and tap a hole for that. I mean, that's really, there's nowhere else to stick it. I don't want to, these are probably hollow, so I don't want to put it in there. So that's really the only place to put the lifting bobbin. And here's the lifting bobbin. So it's going to go something like this, guys. Here, let's come over here. It's going to go about right there. And I got to make sure that the fastener doesn't go through to the side and hit the rotor. I mean, it would be easier to stick them here, but I don't know. That's actually the safest thing to do, to stick them here. Which that'll probably work. But that's going to get in the way of this sticker. So I think they'll work like that. I have plenty of room with the disc back there, and I could always put a couple washers in this to make sure it doesn't hit anything. I think we'll be okay putting it right here. That'll be okay there. And the lifting stand should be able to get to that. The other side, the derailleur will be in the way a little bit, but I still think I can get the lifting stand underneath the bobbin. Then we ordered sliders, gold sliders, that are going to go over this, and the acorn nut's going to bolt into the inside of the slider. So the sliders are going to be gold. They're still. I'm talking too fast. I'm sorry. The sliders are gold also. They'll match these. They're still in China. They haven't even shipped them yet. So I don't know what's going on with them, if they're holding them back because these tariffs, or I don't know what's going on with them. So you see we got our rear fender lifted a little bit. Front one's lifted a little bit. That's good enough like that, guys. So you see, even with that like it is right now, not even welded, the rear wheel can no longer come off, because that plate will hold the motor from it coming off. Now it's better to have one on each side, but what I'm saying, if you have one of them on each side, it's going to be really tough for that motor, for the rear wheel to come off. But I'm going to still weld those onto the torque washers. Man, I just love this bike, guys. I love this bike, man. The only problem is I can't ride it for another 3 months. Actually, 3.5 months. Here, this is December 9th today. right? We got December 9th. We got all of January, all of February, probably half of March. So, yeah, that's almost 4 months. I can't ride this till. I plug in my battery tender. I have an outlet on the ceiling. It keeps on falling off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip tie the battery tender to that box up there, so it won't fall anymore. But this is still, it's not going to kill the battery. It's 2 days off the battery tender, so it's not going to kill it. It'll take maybe like a month to kill the battery. I've been thinking of putting a heel shifter. Right now, I just have the toe shifter on the Harley here. You know, I don't really like a heel. I don't like a toe heel shifter. Because first of all, I wear a size 13 shoe, 13 wide actually, and I would be cautious of after you shift the gear. My foot might get caught in between those two shifters, and I won't be able to get my foot off the floorboard fast enough. And I mean it's not hard for me to upshift and downshift without that heel kicker, without that heel shifter. So I mean that is the look. For these this is considered a touring bike. The Heritage is considered a touring bike, and that is what I'm supposed to have on there. The guy that had this before me must have took it off, but I'm not putting that on there, guys. I'm not putting it on. I'm not putting it on there. I might get like a trumpet horn. I was thinking of getting a trumpet horn for this, but I'll tell you something. Way it goes is whenever you change something, you have to change something else. I've learned that with all the vehicles I've ever had. It does not pay to change anything. It doesn't pay. It's a waste of money to keep the things like they are. And that's the best advice I can give anybody, or any young dudes that are buying a car. As long as it's not a junker. Like if you're buying a new car, if you're buying a sports car, and you're thinking of putting a competition clutch in it, or a blower in it, or a turbo in it, or low profile tires, you're thinking of lowering it, or you're thinking of buying a Jeep and raising it and jacking it up 2-3 feet off the ground. No. Trust me, man. It will not pay. You're opening up a can of worms. Leave it like it is. Okay? It's not even a matter of the money. It's a matter of the time you're going to burn up on it. The time when you could be doing something else. And you know what's going to happen? When you change that, you're going to have to change that. You change that, you're going to have to change that. Then you're going to have to change that. Then you change all of them things. Now you're going to have to change that. Then you're going to have to change that. That's exactly how it goes. All the way on down the line, it works like that. Until what happens is you're going to have a ton of money dumped in it, and it just is not going to be worth it. So, it's like with the Harley here. I'm not changing anything. I'm not even putting LED lights in the front. I'm not doing none of that. I'm putting LED lights in the Cadillac because I work at night, and that's the main vehicle I use at night. It's going to pee off a lot of people because the LED lights are brighter, and they're going to think I got my high beams on. The hell with them. Because everyone else has LED lights. But the motorcycle has plenty of lighting because I took this to work already, and it lights the road up just fine. So I'm not changing the headlight or the two side lights there to the two side spotlights. I'm not changing them to LEDs. I'm keeping it just like it is. It doesn't pay, guys. Maybe just buy yourself a real good can of wax, and that's it, guys. I'm telling you, man. I've had a lot of cars, and I haven't had a lot of motorcycles, but I had a lot of motorcycles. I think I had like 7 or 8 of them. As for cars, I probably had maybe 2 dozen cars and trucks and jeeps. And it doesn't pay. It does not pay to change anything. And another thing is don't worry about losing money, because like I said before with the big dog, once you spend that money, that day is when you lost the money. Okay? You're not losing money way on down the line when it comes time to trade that in, and you're not getting a good amount of money on trading. No, you didn't lose money at that point. Stupid. You lost money the day when you bought the thing, the vehicle. That's when you lost money. As soon as you spend it, it's gone. It's not gone 7, 8 years down the line. It's gone that day when you buy it. Okay? What are you, a Mamaluka something? Huh? Are you Mamaluka? You understand? Are you stupid? So, hey, the Steelers won. Oh, everyone's in jubilance, man. Oh, yeah, guys, I'll tell you, man. Hey, man, holy crap, man. Everyone is going to be wealthy now because the Steelers won. The Steelers beat the Cleveland Browns. Oh, the Steelers are going to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl. No, you're not going to win nothing. You're not winning nothing. Those football players are the ones that are winning. Okay, they're going to make the multi-millions, of tens of hundreds of millions of dollars. You're not going to make nothing, you stupid idiot. You're going to have to go to work, being a sandwich technician in a Subway. You ain't winning nothing. The stupid people, they're all mama lukes. So, yeah, but with those plates on the back wheel of that e-bike, I'm going to weld those to those torque washers. I don't really have to. I think with one on each side, I don't think the wheel has a chance in hell of coming off. But I'm going to still weld them, because I have a MIG welder, and they serve the purpose, guys. What they are, man, is they're anti-drop brackets, is what they are, because the bike has torque washers on it already. For those of you that are going to say, oh, those plates you made aren't going to be thick enough, they're not going to hold that motor from spinning around. Stop a second. Mama Luke. Hey, Mama Luke, stop. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That the e-bike has a torque washer on it. You understand? You understand the words coming out of my mouth? Those brackets I made, those plates, are anti-drop plates, so then that wheel don't come off no more.